Hello and welcome to episode 126 of the Talk Nintendo podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Casey Gibson, and joining me tonight, the one, the only, Mr. Perry Burkham.
Box Boy and Box Girl.
Woo! And speaking of Box Girl, joining us again for a second week in a row.
Are you calling me fat?
I don't know what I was calling you, but I think I was calling you a girl. But Mr. Alex Kulafi.
You calling me box-shaped? After everything
Maybe.
I've done for this show?
You're
I
robust.
made you! I
Dude,
could have your
abs
job.
are like a box. Your abs are like a box.
It's a pleasure, boys. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we thought it might be better to have Casey not sleeping. What is it with
Snoozing
you
on
guys
through.
and sleeping. You're always sleeping. One of you. Let's have both of you on.
Maybe we're the same
time so
person,
we can talk to each other.
but we've already been in the same room, so there goes that theory.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I've seen both of you. Yeah. So we had a Nintendo Direct just happened about like an hour ago.
Yes!
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of game.
Yeah,
Like,
there was
a
also
ton of
an
them.
absence of a collection, wasn't there, Alex?
There's an absence of a trilogy
Yeah.
that, I don't know. It's sad
I know we
to
were all
see.
hoping for a re-release of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, but
That would be amazing.
See, now that's what I want a remake of.
You know what? Imagine the original trilogy remade. That would be something like with the new engine.
Yeah.
That would be actually really cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done like throwback worlds, you know, like,
My
oh,
goodness. Yeah, but stylistically, it's so different, you know? Like, it's so weird in a rare way. Like, it's so, like, the first trilogy, you know? Like, with all the googly eyes and stuff like that.
old King K.
King K, he needs to come back. Anyway, so Casey, like he's always has done ever since we've ever had this podcast, is he has his handy chicken scratch notes.
Yes, sir. Got him right here. A whole bunch of pages because I wrote it nice and big.
Yep.
And, yeah.
So he's going to basically be leading us through the direct news. And that's that. And then afterwards, we're going to talk about some games as well.
And I will decide when you guys can speak. So wait
Okay,
until
sounds
I
good.
address you. But yes,
Mr.
so
Gibson.
we start the direct off with a bang, and that
Heck
is
yes.
Super Mario Maker 2.
Yes.
Dos Equis. It is a proper sequel, and based off all of the different abilities and things that were shown off in the trailer, I think it's deserving of the 2.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, I was telling Alex before we started recording, I missed the trail. I saw like the first like 20 seconds and I was like, slopes. Woo, slopes. Like the one thing like I really really wanted, you know. And that's funny that they totally put that in as the first thing. And
you
then,
want slopes? We got slopes.
it cut out right before I saw the 2. But I was watching it with Jules and he said 2 and I was like, "What?" And then I just watched the trailer before we started recording. And it's like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff in it. It looks insane. Looks like you can mix and match even styles and stuff in the levels.
You got the cat upgrade. What was cool is you could do pirate ships or airships and also control where the screen goes.
Yeah, that's so neat, right? Oh my goodness.
What do
I'm
you
so
think,
excited.
Alex? I know he was waiting for me to address him.
Yes, I know how to be polite on this podcast.
Unlike Jerkum.
So I'm excited for it coming out in June, but there's a small part of me that thinks about this game, thinks about Splatoon 2, thinks about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and it feels like there's a lot of these half sequel games coming out on Nintendo Switch. Not in necessarily a bad way. Smash Ultimate plays great. Splatoon 2, a lot of people think that's great.
We all know what you think of Splatoon 2, Alex.
Super Mario Maker 2 looks like it's another one of those like expanded deluxe, enough new content to call it a sequel, but it also kind of feels like a half step.
Yeah, more of the same, if you will.
I mean, would you rather just have it be a port?
No, it's better than a port, but it feels like a half step short of like, I don't know, a full-on sequel. It's this. It feels like
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Where it feels like an
No, I do know what
expansion,
you're saying.
like a 1.5 more than
It's
a 2.
more like
in some
Super
ways.
Mario Lost Levels than like Super Mario 2, like Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I read you, and I guess it's the naming convention. I guess that they could have called it Super Mario Maker Enhanced Edition. Mm-hmm. Would that made you feel better?
No, I think it's fine
No,
what they're
make you
doing.
feel
I just,
better.
it's not a complaint as much as it is just an observation.
Gotcha. No, it is, and that's true. And I guess it makes complete sense, right? Everyone was waiting for Mario Maker because it's just the obvious, new, probably the hit of the Wii U. I mean, Mario Maker and Splatoon, the two big franchises that were new on the Wii U, and so I guess it came out and then. They were barely waiting so that they could release Mario Bros. Deluxe.
Yeah.
And then finally that's released, and suddenly they can finally unveil
Real quick.
It, so. Very cool.
Yeah.
But I'm very much looking forward to it.
There's a
Yeah,
cat
for sure.
suit. The cat suit we
so
saw.
Cool. That's
the
so
clear
neat.
pipes. The
Yeah,
cat enemies.
there was a lot of everything. I feel like there was really
Tons of different enemies too.
Yeah.
I hope they had the flying squirrel suit.
it wouldn't surprise me. It seems like they've got everything
Make
else.
so many awesome levels with that. I know. I hope that they go power up crazy. But like Alex pointed out, they have a box art for this game already. It looks like it's official box art. It looks pretty good too. And there's really nothing new on that box art than they showed. But
well, they're teasing Luigi. I think that's something
Yeah.
that they sort of the
Yeah,
art
squeaked
is
in at the
hinting
end.
I guess it has
towards.
co-op. I bet you can play everything co-op.
Yeah. There's also
Which would be
Toad
insane.
on the box art. And there's a Mario. I don't know if it's a Mario Kart, but there's a Koopa and a car breaking a block, and I don't know what that means.
Could mean anything.
Koopa and a car breaking a block.
Check the press release.
Boom.
Oh, but that's not on the.
I'm not sure.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, they hit us heavy right out the bat, and then they moved on to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which is coming out this summer. It's going to have some online play, and that is about all I care about that game. I know there are probably tons of people are excited, but that's I'm not a big
Alex, why don't you tell us how that
superhero
was your
fan.
favorite part of the direct?
What was? That was my favorite part of the direct. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is the best game of its generation.
Yes. Thank you.
And the third game, made by Team Ninja, I think, might be even better. And I'm ashamed that you guys didn't think the same thing I did.
Okay.
Well, that's why we bring you on for dumb opinions.
No, it looks fine. I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be
some
good.
dumb opinions. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Have you played any of those games before?
No, I've never played a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game.
I don't care
Yeah.
about Marvel. So
Yeah, me
I also
either.
don't care if you've played them. So no.
Well, moving along, this next game right here, a game we alluded to before, Box Boy and Box Girl, coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
Or what do they say, 270 different puzzles and multiplayer
yeah.
action.
Yeah.
What more could you need?
Instead of bringing the collection, which this is what was on when I got my stream back, and I was like, I thought it was just going to be a collection,
Mm-hmm.
like has been heavily predicted on the show many times, but they
one
they're
upped
just doing
you.
a sequel,
And the tall
which is
boy.
interesting because wasn't it? Remember like the whole thing. The reason why is because they made such a big deal of saying it was the final thing in the series, the third one.
Yeah, it's true.
They said that.
I guess
and they
maybe
released the
that
collection and stuff.
they must have meant maybe that was the trilogy, the last
So they're
in the
just a-
3DS
They're
trilogy.
just a bunch of liars, is what you're saying.
Lions, Sons of Guns.
Yep. But yeah, this game looks sweet. Co-op, tons of different style, like even different shapes of players, which is cool. Like you can have like horizontal or vertical blocks, and it looks like so much fun. Can't wait. to play
And
that.
not too
It's gonna
far.
be
I mean,
crazy.
I guess April 26th is still 2 months, but not too far off.
not too far. Yeah, I wish that would have shadow dropped today. But there was some.
That would have been nice. Yeah.
There was some stuff that Shadow dropped.
Alex, you a box boy, man? Or are you just a box girl?
I'm just a box girl living in a box world.
All right, well, moving along, we get into Smash version 3.0, and it will happen before the end of April, and that's that. Moving along, though, we've got Treasure Tracker news, Perry.
Yeah.
Booyah. You've got a free update today that's going to add some multiplayer action, because why wouldn't you want another little toad helping you out, right? And then, of course, some paid DLC, 18 new challenges, 5 new courses, and they're going to be objectives in older courses that you can go back and revisit. And what's cool is, I think it's if you pre-order it, there's the first course is available today, and then the rest is March 14th.
Yeah, I wonder how much... I mean, that doesn't seem like it's that much content, you know?
Yeah, I wonder what the price point's going to be.
I guess the biggest thing was that it's co-op, and funnily enough, I think this was definitely... They wanted to have this for the Switch launch, you know?
Yeah.
But then they were like, you know what? This isn't going to happen. We'll have to do it as an update. So, you know?
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I guess it's good. I guess it really depends how much they're going to charge for it. Because, like you said, it doesn't seem like a ton.
I think it's $6. It's already on the... you can buy it right now.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's not that bad, right?
No. Nope, not that bad at all. Especially if you like the game and stuff. It's not bad at all. Yeah.
Then, I should say, I don't know if Alex is just playing Yoshi right now, or if he's taking my only addressing him very seriously. But I give you permission to speak, if you'd like.
On what game? I'm trying to play Yoshi, if that's okay.
All right, yeah. We're talking about Treasure Tracker, that's okay.
No, I know. Captain Toad was a good game on Wii U, but that was exactly all the game I needed from that gameplay. I don't know. This special episode DLC, I'm excited on your behalf, Perry, but...
That's about it.
That's about it.
I love you.
I love you guys, too.
Yeah, and that's... You know what? That's... completely fine. That's why, and now, I mean, because I'm really excited for, co-op play with my wife. Like, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Booyah. So, boom.
Yeah. Anyway, but about the game we started talking about, which I already forgot what it was.
The next game here, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't actually ever say it, so therefore you wouldn't know. Because I said, I went on to and I said, actually, hold on a second. And then I wanted to make sure Alex was still with us. Which he is. Next up, we had Bloodstained, which, cool, I guess, you know?
Yeah, I didn't think it looked that good. I thought it was kind of, the style was kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's trying to sort of recapture that, PS2-ish kind of look. I'm not sure, you know?
That's exactly how I'd put it, yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm nostalgic for PlayStation 2. No, just kidding. Funny story about PS2. My brother's friend got it at launch, right? And he brought it over for us to play. And he let me play it, and I was like, oh, sweet. This is pretty cool, you know? And then I remember seeing his sister in school the next day, and I was like, oh, you're so lucky you've got that PS2, you know? And she's like, he never lets me play. And I was like, bah, he let me play all day. And I'm pretty sure I made her cry.
You jerk. They call me Jerkum.
Yeah, well, you truly are a Jerkum. But yeah, I digress. Anyway, then we went into Dragon Quest Builders 2, which looks pretty cool. That's coming out July 12th. More Dragon Quest Builders. I don't know.
Yeah, this game looks great. I mean...
It's one of those games I wish I was into it.
It looks great to me. It's just one of those things where I just don't have enough time to play.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. With all the other games and stuff, and that's going to be a pretty long game, especially because it's going to probably rely on a lot of
Because I think the first one was like a 50-hour game.
Hot dang!
And that's if you just just go for it. Yeah. Because it's kind of, it's like a Minecraft-y, has that thing too.
Yeah, because they're going to have...
Cool.
Yeah, I figured there'd be pretty big sections where it'd be well, we need to construct things, and like the aim being like, hey, why don't you sort of like enjoy building this, you know, and like take your time and have fun with it.
Yeah, and I've loved. See, that's my whole thing with Minecraft, and I just don't like it because it just the gameplay doesn't feel that good, and I've always like, why don't they take this concept and make a cool game out of it? And that's what I like about this series, and I think they do it. They still don't nail the combat that well. Like from when I played of the demo of Dragon Quest Heroes, or what's it called?
Yeah,
Builders,
yeah.
Yeah, and anyway, but yeah, that game does look cool. Maybe, you know, I don't know how much better it is than the first one, but you know,
yeah, I would imagine it's probably decently better. You know, like they're set, like, all right, we sort of understand how to do this kind of game now, and sort of build upon
I hope it's
it.
a good sequel. Yeah,
but then I would say maybe the most hype moment for me, following up that Dragon Quest Builders news, was Dragon Quest 11. The Dragon Quest 11S, the definitive version.
I'd love that.
Which
That's
it's got the 2D and the 3D. You could toggle in between each one. It's fully orchestrated battle and field music, they were saying. And this is exclusive to the Switch, the S version. So the other versions, I guess, won't get updated with like the new music and stuff. And this comes out in the fall.
Weird.
And I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks
You're the Dragon Quest
so good.
Yeah.
How can you not look at that?
It does look good. It looks great. Yeah. It's kind of weird, right? Like you're getting to this Dragon Quest art style where they're looking like too realistic, where it's like it's like it looks really nice, but it's just kind of it's getting to the bizarre point, which I like.
Yeah, because it's
really
like
cool,
looks really sharp, but they're still like anime
like
characters,
cartoony, and like yeah.
Oh, I can't wait, man. That is
good.
That was.
And when's that releasing?
That it
fall.
just said the fall, so
just fall. Okay.
We've got some time.
Alex,
but
you into Dragon Quest?
I'll talk when I'll have something to say. It's like the Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's like a lot of other games. I'm excited on your behalf, Casey.
Well, the Dragon Quest 11 is what we're talking about.
yeah, no,
Yes.
he's saying like.
No.
Oh, okay.
In the same way, like Dragon Quest Builders 2, I'm excited for other people to
Gotcha.
experience Dragon Quest 11S. I'm more about that Disney Tsum.
Well, I was just gonna say.
True.
Well, I think we might pique his interest with this next one. Yeah, Tsum Festival, which I guess those little like round plushy things are called Tsums. Or something. I did not know that.
I've never heard of that.
But it looks like sort of like a Wii party type game. You've got like curling, air hockey, and stuff. But what's cool is it does have online.
I know. That's why I was like, heck yeah.
It looks like we're going to be playing some Tsum.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I needed, was like this. Can I play this with my friends? Like, that's the whole point,
Yeah.
So, totally.
Yeah.
It's a popular Japanese mobile and arcade game, Tsum. With the vertical stuff they were showing, that's how Tsum normally is. And then it seems like there was a lot of Wii Play type mini games built around it. But Japanese Disney video game stuff is always fun. Like I was a big fan of the first Magical World game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really good. And my interest is piqued for this festival.
Cool.
Heck yeah.
I just got number 6 in Tetris 99. Does that happen to be the next game coming up?
Nope.
Oh, I wish it was, because that would have been a really good segue.
You could have you'll just edit that in there into the beginning of when we talk about it. No, next up, we've got a John Raritan special, and that is the Starlink update that will be coming at spring. It just said, I guess, April 2019, so sometime in April. And what's cool is you could play as all of the Star Fox main crew. You're going to be facing off against the other Star Wolf baddies. And my favorite was the starship racing they threw in at the end. I was like, is it Star Fox Grand Prix?
I know.
They baked it into Starlink?
Retro Studios.
Yeah, Retro
Starlink.
Studios.
The game looks
and
so good,
Ubisoft.
though, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't Starlink just look really pretty?
It is a pretty game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could probably get it for dirt cheap.
You can get it for $20, I believe, right now.
Crazy.
I know.
Moving along, though, we've got a pair of Rune Factory news
this was
bits.
interesting.
You got Rune Factory 4 Special, which is a remaster of the game that came out on the 3DS, I believe. Or was that a DS game? That was a DS game.
Had to be. Oh, was it?
What
Okay.
was it? Let me see.
It looked like an up-resed 3DS game. That's what it looked like.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, released to 3DS in October 2013. So that must have been one of the earlier games that, like, I remember. Maybe 2013. I guess not that early, but I remember getting Rune Factory. It's got
For the 3DS?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, wow. You would, you big nerd.
You big giblet head. Yeah. I don't know. I remember being really hyped about it and then not really enjoying it all that much. Or didn't at least sink in.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. But coming out 2019, and I guess you can get married and have a wedding. Woo! But they went on to say Rune Factory 5 is in development, but that was it. They didn't say anything else about that.
That's for all you Rune Factory fans out there, which I know there's a bunch. I think.
There are a couple out there.
Don't know. There's a couple. There's Alex.
Yeah, I'm a Rune head.
Oh, Rune.
Oh, that was amazing.
I'm in the Rune
No, he's serious
community.
though, Casey. He
Yeah,
is a
I'm
Rune
serious.
You
head.
big Rune head. All right, well, don't worry. We're going to come up to Alex's game in a minute here. But before we get to that, we've got, oh, God. Oninaki, that's it.
Yep.
Sorry, my chicken scratch. I was like, is that an M or an N? Oninaki, really cool looking RPG. You're going to be bouncing between the living and the dead worlds. I guess there's souls stuck in the dead world, and I guess they can't move on kind of thing. So you're going to go in and kick some keisters. But it looks like you're going to also collect souls, sort of like Persona-esque / like Shin Megami Tensei-esque with collecting souls here. And they're like, each soul has different ability for your character, and you need to sort of know when to use them, situationally speaking. So I think that game looks really cool. That's coming out summer 2019. And I mean that was one for me that I was like, okay, like that's a game we never heard of, or at least I didn't hear of, and I think it looks pretty cool.
But both of the games that that studio put out before, Setsuna and Something Sphere, those were reviewed relatively lukewarm, weren't they?
Never even heard of them.
Can you repeat the name of that game?
I Am Setsuna.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
Oh, and Lost Sphere.
Yeah, no, I know I Am Setsuna, like,
Gotcha.
I feel like got high praises in regards to it going back to, like, form of a traditional RPG or JRPG. But yeah, I think, like, after sort of the, like, ooh, okay, like, finally back to this genre, like, we really want to, then, like, you looked back at the game, you're like, eh. At least that's sort of like it's got some good things, but it also doesn't have some good things, so it's sort of a middling game. And then I feel like the second one, I felt like they aimed out to sort of make it better, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember it getting too much discussion.
So yes, to your question, Alex.
Yeah. Precisely. Well,
Excellent.
Moving right along here, we've got Yoshi coming out March 29th. We've got costumes you can collect which act as little shields.
That looks amazing.
I know, it's so cute. And
Little boxes.
as Alex knows, a demo is out right now.
Yeah, I'm downloading it right now as I'm playing Tetris.
Look at you guys with your video games.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very pretty looking game. It's definitely like the other Yoshi's Woolly World, and that it was very Yoshi's Island-esque. This is also very Yoshi's Island-esque, except I think they lean into the craft aesthetic even more for the gameplay, at least based on the one level I played. And I'm looking forward to it.
Does that feel like a good thing or a bad thing?
No, it's a good thing. They lean the aesthetic feels like it has more of a place in the gameplay than it did for Woolly World. Felt like it was just a Yoshi's Island game with cool art.
Woolly.
Yeah.
Good point, Alex. That's a
Thank you.
very good
That's
point.
why
Thank
we
you.
bring you on here
And
for those
that's
astute
why-
points.
Oh, that's exactly why. And I mean that because that is exactly what I've kind of thought of looking at the game. It's like it just looks better, and that's exactly why. Because the gameplay looks like it's more formed to the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's
which is
more one
Nintendo-like.
cohesive unit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's why I actually like Yoshi's New Island better than Yoshi's Woolly World. What?
I thought you were gonna say Yoshi's New
Snap.
Island over Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, but you monster. Yeah,
Nah.
you absolute monster.
Nope.
Yeah.
I do like Yoshi's New Island though.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't amazing, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Boom. Well, this next part I know was Perry's personal favorite. Perry's personal pick of the Direct, the Triple P, Fire Emblem: The Three Houses.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I do
Or just Three Houses.
want the game. Yeah, it's just the weirdest name ever. Dang it! I made 2 critical errors in Tetris.
You've
Anyway.
made more than 2, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. This game, I was just waiting for it to. It's just so boring. Did anyone enjoy that? Did anyone enjoy them talking about the story and stuff?
No.
Seriously. I mean, like, it was just like, my goodness, no one cared. Like, show some gameplay at least. I mean,
well,
they
but
gotta
that's
show
the-
off some
that's the problem with-
amazing anime and everything. Like, it looked great. Like, and the character models looked amazing when they finally started showing them. Like,
But that's
it
the
was
thing
just
with Fire Emblem. It's like,
sheesh.
you know how it plays for the most part, you know?
Well,
I mean, they've
okay,
added
No,
the,
I
like,
want to see
teaching
it. It looked
element, right?
completely different when they finally put it in there. I guess.
I
Whatever.
wanna go back to a Nintendo Direct that came out in fall of, I want to say, 2017, when they showed off Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that game also looked kind of boring at the time based on its Nintendo Direct footage. Yet, as I know Casey feels, and I know I feel, Xenoblade
That
Chronicles
game
2,
sucked.
Best
No,
game
just
on the Switch available.
one of them, it's
The
for sure
very
one
best.
of them.
Yep. I agree
Yeah.
with you, Alex. The very best.
So, I agree with you about the way this game showed Perry. I think there
No,
was a little bit much not Fire Emblem for this Fire Emblem game.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. This game, I'm excited for it.
I'm not going
just
to
a-
hold it against it quite yet. I think
Oh,
it could
I'm
have
not
been a
holding it
bad
against the game
showing.
at all. I'm not holding it against the game at all. I'm just saying that Nintendo, just like, come on, like, show something fun and exciting about it, not about like the random story elements about, like, it's just, like, I don't want to learn about that in this like crazy hyped up trailer where you suddenly slow down and start talking about a teacher giving exams to people. It's like,
I won't lie, man. I am not excited for this game.
yeah, exactly.
No excitement.
I
Now-
wonder why.
Here's the thing, and it's not really even based off this. I mean, it's just I vote. You know me. I've always loved Fire Emblem. I played the original on Game Boy. I've played them all, or the original on Game Boy Advance that came out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if it's just the fatigue of like, oh, I played Fire Emblem Fates 3 times. You know what I mean? And then I played the other game.
That has
I
to
can't
be
even.
it.
I'm blanking on the re-release.
Echoes.
Yeah, Echoes, you know, and I felt like I played all those within a pretty short period of time. And I'm playing Wargroove right now, or Wargroove, and I feel like I've
Which is
burnt out a
totally-
little bit on like straight strategy RPGs, you know?
Yep.
So this is coming out July 26th. There is a cool collector's edition. I guess they just sort of mentioned it, what would be in it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they showed any pictures.
No, they didn't.
And what's
And
weird
there's none
is
on the Best Buy website right now.
so you pick one of these 3 houses. So does that mean it's like Fates again, where there's going to be 3 distinct stories?
I could see that. Yeah.
I
Yeah, is
doubt
that a
it's going to
good
be
thing?
fully distinct. And the answer to your question is no, that probably isn't a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I totally skipped out, honestly, because I think a big part of it was because it was just so daunting a task. The thing was just like, man, do I need that much? I mean, like, at the end of a Fire Emblem game, am I sitting there going, man, I wish I had 2 more campaigns exactly like this to play
But
through
just
again.
slightly varianted.
I mean, I guess if I remember correctly, there were some distinct differences, right, in the
Fates?
gameplay. Yeah, there was like
for sure,
one
like
of them was harder or something.
Yeah,
right?
no, they were very much like they were. I mean, it was more Fire Emblem, but they were different enough that they were like you could easily say these are two different games. You know, it wasn't like three out of the 35 story missions were different. You know, where it'd be like more of like, okay, maybe I'll go watch a video on what that one looks like or something. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see more. Like yeah, and.
I would just say,
just to clear up some confusion, I don't think that this game. I'm not like saying this game looks bad or anything. I was just saying that
it showed
the way that Nintendo portrayed it. It's just like my goodness.
Yeah, it's just gonna be.
It was like Smash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they went
during
too
E3,
deep.
when they showed it for 25 minutes of Smash, it's like, jeez, like show something else. Show 25 minutes of Box Boy. There you go.
That would have been a train wreck if they did that.
And there were 200 of the 270 puzzles because we knew exactly how to solve them.
Yeah, because Box Boy that's like a couple hour long game. Oh, I love those games so
good.
much. But yeah, what do we have next, Case?
Next up, your perfect segue.
Dude, and I'm playing it right now, and it's amazing. Tetris 99.
Battle Royale.
Oh my goodness.
Tetris, baby.
It's awesome. What a great idea. So I'm playing it right now. I'm placing a yellow block, now a blue block, now an orange one. But
and he loses 98th place.
No, I'm doing pretty good now. I think my best run was my first one. But so the idea is obviously you're playing and you can see all the games happening on the screen. There's 99 games happening on the Switch
on
screen right now.
the background,
Isn't that a neat
right?
idea? That's such a cool idea.
Oh,
yeah.
totally cool. And Tetris is so great for a nice pick
It's
up and play.
perfect.
Now, have you
This
seen
is free.
Like how the
Monetization.
Yes.
And no, I don't see anything in there. I think it's just free.
So it is just a sort of like a PS Plus game. It is a Nintendo Switch Online exclusive.
I think that might be it, which is really neat.
There you go. Give him a little perks.
I mean, I haven't. There's only like 2 options on the menu, and it's really simple, but it works perfect. It plays amazing, and yeah, I just the deeper you get into the game, the speed changes depending on what place you're in. So it's like once I'm on, once it gets past, it tells you when you get past 50, and it goes faster and faster and faster, and what a great idea! Like to play against multiplayer. So that way, it kind of like if you get out early, you can just start a new game, and I love it. So
heck yeah, man!
Yeah, very, very, very cool.
Sweet. Moving right along, we've got more games. Dead by Daylight. This game, it's a survival, it looked like a survivor game, but you could also be the killer.
Yeah, have you heard of this game before?
No, it looked at first like I heard the name, but I didn't fully hear the name, and then I saw the gameplay, and I was like, "Is this like Friday the 13th?"
Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it was. Yeah, I thought that's what it was because I haven't, even though I've never seen gameplay of Friday the 13th, the game, I've heard about it talked like on podcast, and I was like, "This is exactly what I imagined it looking like on the podcast." But I've never seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, graphically, it looked a little underwhelming, maybe. But, I mean, the concept looked really cool, and, like, if it runs well, I'm definitely interested to see how that would work. That would probably be pretty fun, like, have a couple of us playing and we're all running away from someone.
Right? That's what I was so excited about. It was just another online game for us to play.
Yeah, man. Like I said, hopefully it runs well online. That'd be pretty cool.
Imagine me and you facing off against Alex, and he's the monster.
And then we
just like
win.
real life.
Yeah. Just like real life. Just like back in Boston.
I thought we only called him a monster behind his back.
It's true. No, yeah, it looks fun. So
you look fun.
That was a fun little surprise. I don't know anything about that game though. Is that new? Is it for a Switch only? I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. I think because I'm looking. Death by Daylight initial release was in 2016 on PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. So
interesting. Okay.
Nice little port action that'll make David happy. But forget about that. Moving along, we've got Deltarune Episode 1 coming out later this month for free. for free. And this is I
If you
believe, the
own,
follow-up to, whatchamacallit, Undertale, that's right.
I'm sure that Alex has played Undertale.
I have Undertale on PC. I've played only a little bit of it. But
I
if
have it on
anyone
Switch, I haven't played it.
You have it on Switch?
Yep, physical.
If you want to play Undertale, it is on sale for $10 right now in the eShop.
Well, there you go. How much is it regularly? Good land.
Probably 15 or 20, I would imagine.
All right.
The 15er.
right.
All right.
Thank you for
Moving
that, Alex.
along. We're on to the final 2 pages of my little book here. We've got wow. I can't speak tonight, man. Damon X Machina.
Yeah, how could you not be able to say that? Easy to say name.
Yeah, so they gave us they didn't really show too much new. I feel like a lot of what we saw looked pretty similar, but there is a demo, and it includes 4 missions. What's cool is they're going to be asking for feedback, and they're going to try and, I guess, take what people have to say to heart and see if they can try and make an even better game. This game looks pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I don't think they really...
Yeah, I mean, the style is just crazy looking. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, people always love a good mech game.
Yeah, totally. Dang it.
Moving along, though, Perry, you like driving cars, don't you?
Oh, I was number 2. I got number 2.
You know what that means?
99.
You're the number 1 loser.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you, Seinfeld.
Yep.
Okay, so what do we got?
Grid Auto Sport. Your realistic driving game.
Yeah. I was just like, come on, Animal Crossing. Come on, Animal Crossing.
Grid.
Realistic racing. Okay.
So, as we know, there's a press release for the Nintendo Direct. Super Mario Maker 2 and Zelda at the top. At the very bottom, below Unravel 2 and Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, is Grid Auto Sport.
Hey, it made the billing.
Saving the best for last.
It made the billing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's if you like racing games, this could be a good option. It's got all the DLC. They've added motion controls and stuff, and it's got online play, and it's coming out this
100 cars,
Suma.
100 circuits.
Circuit
All
City.
DLC. Yeah. Circuit City.
Thing of the past.
Thing of the past.
This next game we have is a little game you might have heard of before, and that is Hellblade. There's a subtitle to it as well. But yes, this game was an indie game, super popular. I remember when it came out, it like really sort of it became like the indie darling,
No, I never heard of it.
Self-described as an independent AAA game. It was created by approximately 20...
Self-described, huh?
Yeah, from Ninja Theory. I think... I want to say... I feel like Microsoft had something to do with this game. Like, they ended up buying it or something.
Well, they acquired...
Oh, is that
the
Ninja
studio,
Theory?
I think.
Okay, that would make sense. Acquisition by Microsoft.
It pulls
okay.
players deep into the mind of a Celtic warrior on a haunting vision quest to fight for the soul of her dead lover.
Well, didn't they? Didn't they say Microsoft and Nintendo are going to be working together, bringing some more games to the Switch?
That's neat.
Next up, we had sort of like hey, we've got a bunch of release dates for you. Mortal Kombat 11, April 23rd. That is a day and date with the other versions. I know that was something that where people were sort of like, is it going to be like 3 months later, So that's cool. You've got Unraveled or Unravel. Is there?
That's cool.
Unravel 2.
March 22nd.
With the Joy-Con colors.
Yep. You've got, I put AC3, not Animal Crossing 3. Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, May 21st. You've got Final Fantasy 7, March 26th. You've got Chobo Mystery Dungeon, March 20th.
Chobo.
Yo, Chobo. And then, releasing today, Final Fantasy 9 for the price of $20.99.
Alex's favorite RPG on the Switch.
My favorite RPG of all time, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to play it.
That's not true. I hope it's good.
I'm
looking. No, but I will play Final Fantasy VII when it comes out on March 26th.
Yeah, I played 9 back in the day, and I remember I got up to like the final area, and I just got housed, and that was, I guess,
And it was just
back in my day
there's no
when I was
way.
like, well, that's it, boys. I was like, I'm not
No, I
putting
hear
in
ya.
the hour or 2 of grinding. No, sir, I haven't wasted 60 hours of my life to waste 2 more.
Well, I bet they're happy you didn't do that because now
They could
they'll probably go
rope-a-dope me
buy it.
back in.
Yep,
But yes,
big giblet head.
then we've got a brand that was like they're like that's the end of the highlights, and then they bump out, and then we get to see this brand new game which looks incredible
Yeah, I was like,
from
as I was watching
Platinum
it,
Games.
it's like, is this platinum? And like,
Well, that's what at first I was like. Oh,
By golly, yes it is.
I was like, oh, is it Bayo? And I was like thinking like those two like people we saw in the beginning with the police uniforms. I was like, oh, maybe that's just sort of like a you know, whatever, just a character that like Bayonetta comes in and saves or something. But no, this is Astral Chain, and it looks like the two of you fight
Does
together.
that not sound
Perverted.
Just real quick, does that not sound like a one of those Tecmo RPGs that would come out on the eShop randomly?
Oh
Like,
yeah, Astral Chain.
Astral Chain. It's so bad. Anyway,
But the chain itself looks pretty cool. You got to wrap up some enemies and kick some keysters.
I mean, my goodness, does this game look amazing?
It looks quite good.
Incredible,
Yeah,
yeah. And
I'm all in.
Is it co-op? I mean, I want to know more about it.
Well, I'm sure they'll be given more information at E3. But yeah, they did give us a release date of August 30th, 2019. A full-on release, a good old-fashioned true date, the 30th. There you go.
I think there's a theme throughout this direct of certain games being shown, and it makes me question when other games are going to come out. So, for instance, Astral Chain's coming out on August 30th. That makes me go, hey, wait a second. If they didn't show anything off of Bayonetta, does that mean it's probably a 2020 game? And then it's like, oh, they're showing games through August. And they're showing off Link's Awakening, which we'll talk about.
Oh, way to spoil it!
But Luigi's Mansion, what's happening with that?
Oh, we know when Luigi's Mansion's coming out.
It better come
It
out
is
in
coming
September,
out.
October.
Hold on, let me look at the calendar. I'll give you an exact date, and you could book it.
Okay. And you can book
It's
it.
coming out October 25th.
No way.
Yep.
No way. No way.
Yep, Friday.
It'll be before that.
Friday, October
No.
25th.
Why would they do that? They're gonna release it in the month of October.
Well, that's what I said.
They're gonna release it 2 weeks before that.
October 25th.
So what's 2 weeks before October 25th?
October 11th.
Boosh. That's when it's coming out.
Alex
Or
splits the
September.
middle at October 18th.
No, October 31st, coming out on Christmas. I don't care what day of the week
It's
it is.
coming out
Actually,
on
it's
a
Halloween.
Thursday. It's Christmas.
That's my Christmas.
Yeah, I think that game's going to be October, and then Bayonetta seems like it would be a good September, or I could see it pushing into November.
Bayonetta's not coming out this year.
I think so.
Nope.
With
Will
Pokemon
you do
and
that?
Animal Crossing and Link's Awakening.
Yo, Nintendo is
Luigi's
about to make
Mansion.
it
Still
rain.
haven't talked or announced Link's Awakening yet, Alex.
Yeah.
Would you
No,
just hold
I
off on the whole
announced it.
Link's Awakening thing?
Well, speaking of Bayonetta 3, yeah, they did not give us anything, but they promised us the fine folks over at Platinum are hard at work on Bayo 3.
I'm sure they are.
They
as
haven't
they're working on
restarted
this
Yeah,
development
they're
yet.
like, yeah, we're having a great time with Bayonetta 3, so we had to make Astral Chain.
yeah. We've decided to scrap it and start
Yeah,
over.
we've changed it to Astral Chain. Bayonetta is now the whip.
There you go.
Well, then they hit us with one final game, and it is Zelda
game of
Link's
the whole thing.
Awakening, baby. It's coming back. It is.
Oh my
This is
goodness, I gotta look at
a
a
good
trailer
old
for this
fashioned
again.
remake.
Look at this game. Is this not one of the most gorgeous games
It is.
ever?
It's got
It
like
looks
the
so
cutesy,
cute.
wootsy. Yeah, it's very clay-like. Like the character is
Yeah,
like
and what's-
claymation almost. At first,
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait a second, that looks like." I'm like Zelda 2 remake, and then I realized
And
like,
I just
oh
saw
wait,
that he was on a boat, so I was like, oh, it's Link's Awakening.
yeah. Once that strike came down, and then all of a sudden you see the big old egg. I'm super excited for this game because I've never
Yes.
beaten it. Like I've played very tiny little bit of this game, but just honestly going back to the Game Boy and like having
Do
to
you know how much
switch
better
all
it's
the
gonna be
menu.
having-
Oh my god,
my
all those
goodness.
buttons.
Dude, because conceivably you could map like 6 buttons or like 8 weapons.
I mean, like,
to 8
honestly,
different
that's
buttons.
the true reason why I would not go back and make it all the
Yeah,
way
no,
through
that-
is just having to, like, menuing so much. It's so annoying, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
But yeah, this game, dude. Oh my goodness, that cutscene at the beginning is like really cool too. It's like anime, like old school anime, you know?
oh, yeah, no,
Like,
it's
it was so neat.
2019. They didn't give us anything else. That I gotta
Oh,
assume
man.
is gonna be, like, a November, sometime in the fall, Christmassy holidays area. Right?
And you know what's crazy is we don't really know anything about it now. Like
I could
and
tell
the
you
interesting
everything
thing is
about
that-
it if you want.
Is that they called it Link's Awakening, and it's not like some other title, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my goodness, it looks I love this take on it instead of taking the ultra serious take on it, you know. But it's like the cute take. Oh my goodness, the music sounds so good.
Cutie wooty tape.
But it looks like a direct tile by tile remake, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's gonna
and
be.
there's even side-scrolling Goombas. Like there's even Goombas in it. I can't wait. And Yoshi's gonna be in it. And, oh my
It's gonna be
goodness.
fantastic.
Oh, it is.
It's gonna be
And
great.
Wart also shows up in the original
Yes.
game.
I hope Wario's in it.
He's go.
That'd be amazing. But just yeah, this was my highlight for sure. I think they started it and capped it perfect because those are my favorites of the whole thing. And Box Boy and Box Girl. But yeah, I mean, before we get off Zelda entirely, Alex, so are you not completely sold on this?
I loved Link's Awakening when I played it for the first time, and I think it looks really pretty, the remake, but I don't know. I think I'm just bummed out because I wanted the Metroid Prime trilogy, and that's like the
So
one
funny.
we most expected to see.
That's so funny because there's not one shred of evidence that counts towards that.
Well, don't worry.
You know what I mean?
They're gonna release it the year before Prime 4 comes out, so you can expect a 2020 or a 2021 release of the
Maybe
trilogy.
2022.
Well, of the trilogy,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's true. They probably were. Yeah, good point, Casey. Though, because they probably are thinking they don't want to separate those two releases too much.
Yeah, they want to give it build up the hype, you know.
Yeah, but oh my goodness, this gameplay of Link's Awakening, it just looks so good. It's like, okay, so this is what Nintendo's been working on. Finally.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I mean, and that was the end of the direct, but like there was a ton of games.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, not a lot of Nintendo games, but yeah.
They don't need to anymore. They third party peeps now. They got third party peeps.
Oh my goodness, dude, this game looks so good. I'm so excited. Anyway.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I think, it's got to be Link's Awakening. Is got to be like the biggest. Like, okay, that game looks like amazing, you know. And then Astral Chain and Dragon Quest 11 for me. Although Dragon Quest 11, it's like we knew it was coming eventually, you know. So it was just nice to be like get the boom bang right there. But yeah, I guess for me it'd be Astral Chains and then the obvious Link's Awakening as like the two real big boys, you know. Like, all right.
What about you, Alex? What was your favorite part?
Super Mario Maker 2, pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one. Looking forward to getting the bell on. And then Astral Chain looks like a pretty good platinum game. And I like the Yoshi's Crafted World demo. That gave me some confidence in the game.
Good.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna have to download
Good
that
point,
and
man.
check that out after.
Yeah. Also, in just on that same front, Tetris 99, guys, is amazing.
Oh well, yeah. I'm gonna go on
Oh
and
my
download
goodness,
all
it's
the
so cool.
demos pretty much.
It kind of reminds me of this Tetris 99 release. It literally reminds me of like something that would be released on WiiWare, like for free, like just like a weird Tetris game that just came out. Like it reminds me of old school Tetris, and it's really simple. You get in there, you can play it online, and that's it. You can look at the stats of your own stats, like how many T spins, how many singles, how many combos you've done, and that's it. There's nothing else. You can't just play Tetris. It's only online. So, and it's completely free though.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Very
perfect,
neat,
you
right?
know?
Great idea. What a great idea. Anywho, so yeah. Okay, so that was the Nintendo Direct then.
Mm-hmm.
That we didn't even know about last week, and it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like I said, there were some heavy hitters in there. There were some like nice, pleasant surprises.
Box Boy and Box Girl.
Yeah, I wish they gave us like a Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix type game or something. You know, like a nice little like, all right, $20 eShop game, and you know it's going to be amazing. But
yeah, man can dream. Rhythm Heaven, WarioWare. But let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about games that we've been playing before this Nintendo Direct this last week, because I know
yeah, we got games, boy. We got games.
I have a ton. So yes, let's take a break and come back.
Alrighty, we are back, and we have some more games to talk about, but these are going to be games we've actually been playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I'm going to kick it off?
Yeah. So, yeah, this was a game that we played at our first PAX that we went to together when the Switch just came out. And this was like, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yes, sir. And
What
that is Away, Journey to the Unexpected. Yeah, I remember playing this with the developer was from France, right? He had like a super French accent. He was super nice.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, this game is weird in a good way. So it is like it's a roguelite, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And you like start up and like you're in your house and you hear like a bang from the basement. So you go down there and all of a sudden there's like a hole in the wall, and you find out like this evil corporation is like ruining the area. You know what I mean? They've got like mutated enemy like. The Labby Works manager, he like you look at him, he's got like mutations coming out of his face and stuff, but like he's got a big old smile on, and and it's just weird. So like you get into this first area, and there's like 3 little areas on the map that sort of have like circles around them. So you go to those, and they're each like a little cave, and you just essentially work your way through the cave, and you get to the end and like flip a lever. And then you go back out and you do the other 2, and then that eventually opens a path to move on to the next area. And as you're going through, like there are these enemies, and all the enemies, and even the NPCs that aren't enemies, it's like you're in a 3D world, but these characters are 2D, and like so you could do a circle around a character, and it'll always just be facing you. You know what I mean? And the art itself is really bizarre and out there. Like there's this one tree, and I guess his roots sucked up some of this like sludge that's sort of all around the area. So he's like sort of like all like hopped up, and so you could recruit these people to join your team for your run. And you could switch in between them, and they essentially act as like weapons, but they have like a little gauge on how much energy they have, and when they take damage, it goes down, and when they like deal out damage, it goes down. So you need to sort of use them sparingly. But like when you get into the perspective of the character, like when you go into the tree, it's all like weird colored because he's like sort of tripping, you know. And then there's like the drunk mage with the broken glasses, so when you switch to him, there's like a big crack on the screen. So it's like, oh, this is weird, you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like,
Bizarro.
but it's cool, and like it's so strange. And then you're in like a different area, and there's like aliens with the space knights, and you need to switch a couple levers to.
And they're all like in like 2D hand-drawn art style.
Yeah, it's so it is so weird. But like I said, it's bizarre, but it's got like a sense of charm to it. Like the combat is all right. Like the mage is cool because he just blasts you know, like a fireball from across the stage. But like the main character, he uses a little stick, and like you just whack the enemies. And like it's sort of weird because like, oh, they're sort of far away, but I'm hitting them, you know, like pretty big hitboxes. It's not like the smoothest game, like, or like the most fluid game I've ever played in like combat sense. But the platforming is surprisingly pretty good for being like a 3D first person game. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I don't know again if it's like I had to climb up a wall on rocks, and the rocks are pretty small, but I was like, oh, I made every jump pretty nicely. So I don't know if maybe like, oh, it visually looks smaller, but the actual hitbox, you know, for the area of where you're landing is bigger. But yeah, so as you unlock partners, you get little stars, and that opens up new paths, and you sort of uncover the story. And I haven't beaten it. I believe like you could beat it in like 4 or 5 hours. So it's not like a super long game. But yeah, it's got a weird sense of charm and strangeness to it that I sort of like it.
Yeah, I've been hearing kind of the same. I've heard it's pretty good. Yeah, and I remember playing it, or I think you played it while I interviewed him.
Yeah,
yeah. You know, I just remember just being like, man, this game looks like it's on some sort of prescription drug.
Yeah,
it just looks insane. You know.
Yeah, it is definitely weird, but like I said, I do like it.
Yeah. Well, so I think we can kind of quick bite this, eh? It's kind of more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got so many games to talk about. It's insane. I don't know how I fit so many games in last week, but I did. First one being a newly released game that we talked about on the eShop Roundup last week. That is Avenger Bird. Yeah. So yeah, this was a little interesting looking, pixely, retro looking game that kind of piqued my interest, you know. And I thought, hey, this looks fun, and it's a platformer. How can it go wrong, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think it's like $2.30. It's some weird gym price like that. But
Jimmy.
Yeah. And I can see why it's that price. So it's not very fun. It looks really cute. It has some really cute music. The aesthetics are like, the color is really interesting of the pixel graphics. Now, one thing that I don't like is there's a ton of scale. And I'm going to talk about this in another game too. There's a bunch of scaling pixels where not all of them are the same size. You know, so like the backgrounds will look different, and it just really sticks out, and it's just kind of like I know why they do it, because it's way easier, because then you don't have to scale anything. You can just you don't have to design everything. It's just way easier to develop that way. But it sticks out to me, and a lot of stuff is kind of distorted looking and kind of weird, and then just the gameplay isn't that good. It kind of feels like a prototype, like when you jump. You know, it's very floaty, and the hit detection is very weird. Like when you jump towards a cliff, like if you're near the cliff, like you can kind of vault it and go up a little more.
Yeah, but you get a little extra pop.
Yeah, but it feels like a bug. Like it doesn't feel like it's designed that way. And so you can jump, and the jump is tied to a meter, and it's kind of weird. It's like if you tap it, like only half the meter will go away. And then you can like hold. If you hold A, you know, then you'll jump higher. Mm-hmm. And then there's a glide also, where if you hold B, you'll glide through. And you know, and it just doesn't like it's not a huge glide. It's not like a Tanuki suit. You can only have a little bit, and you got to go around these. There's a world map, and you go around the levels, and you collect these little donut-looking things everywhere. And you know, it's like if you hit one hit, you go back to the beginning of the level. So it's really hard.
Yeah, so it's
really
tough.
Hard. Yeah, and then you know, just the enemies aren't nothing spectacular at all about it. So I'm not super fond of it. I think it has. I mean, for $2, you know, I mean, you can't really go wrong. You know, at least it's not like $5.
You could pay 99 more cents and get Downwell.
Yeah, true. So yeah, that's Avenger Bird. You know, it's not like the worst game or anything like that. You know, and I don't. it's just it's not anything revolutionary. Not that I thought it would be. So if you're looking for a cheap game, it looks like there's a bunch of levels in it and stuff. So it has a good amount of content. But yeah, I wasn't very fond of it. It also doesn't help, honestly, that I came off of 100%ing New Super Mario's U Deluxe, which is like one of the best platformers of all time. But
Yeah.
like for
High
control
praise
wise
right
and
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, to me, it's definitely one of the best. So, which I believe you were asleep last week, Casey, and I didn't get to talk to you about Super Luigi U. But yeah, beat that game. It was fun.
Booyah.
But yeah, I got another quick bite too.
Another little quick bite.
Is that okay?
Quick, make it quick.
I will. We got Solstice Chronicles.
So I was stuck in this dead Mars colony. No help or backup whatsoever. The drone and me. We were stuck in this colony. And there were thousands of
Millions.
of mutated creatures all over the place. Big, small.
Solstice Chronicles MIA. Yeah, and I played a little bit of this game, and this is from Circle. Circle's publishing it, but it doesn't look like a normal game they publish. I saw the trailer for this, and it was like it's like a top-down twin-stick shooter. And you're this this very stereotypical guy with the armor and a gun and then you have a drone. And there's actually like a funny little the drone has sense of humor, and the guy does too, and they kind of talk to each other, and I thought this looks kind of cute. So started playing this game, and like it starts off with a pretty impressive cutscene, and everything is going. It's the most stereotypical thing ever. You drop into a hole or something, and there's decay. Everything's going on. But the gameplay, it's not like a normal twin stick shooter. Like there's not tons and tons and tons of up front at the beginning of things. It kind of plays almost like maybe like that one that you reviewed, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
What's that called? Garage.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of that, kind of. But so, and even kind of like, and then Diablo-esque, it's Diablo-esque, because I feel like that's kind of like a slower twin stick shooter. But yeah, you go around, you collect stuff. It has, there's a little exploring, go around finding more bullets, finding different weapons. And there's really funny cutscenes and talking between the drone. Super cute, and the gameplay's pretty good. I mean, I've only played it in handheld mode, and honestly, like some of it, like it had that Vaseline look. That I bet it looks way better when you play it in dock. But it wasn't unplayable or anything. Noticed a pretty long loading time like an initial loading time. Mm-hmm. But the art style is really good. Like Casey, I think that knowing you, I think you totally dig this game, because it's kind of like a futuristic Diablo. That's kind of what it reminds me of, but obviously, not that deep or intense on anything. But and it's more of a twin stick shooter. Like it kind of feels more like a 10-ton version of Diablo. That's like what it is.
All right.
That's like what it reminds me of.
Sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've only played like a half hour of it. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it. And they have a good icon. They have good art design. Everything about it is good. So
it's good.
It's really weird because it's the stuff that Circle's been publishing is all like kind of like pixely RPGs. You know what I mean? And it's just funny because this just didn't look like anything like that. But yeah, I would recommend it. Solstice Chronicles. It's a fun game.
Boom.
But now we can talk about another game with zombies in it. Resident Evil 2.
Well, we both
Remake.
played it. I didn't know who was supposed to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was perfect.
Yes, good old Resident Evil 2. I put a bow on Leon's campaign. Made it all the way through, and I must say, what a great game. Like I was saying the other day, it captures the feeling, like, despite being over the shoulder, where you think, okay, I've got sort of freedom to look around and see my surroundings way better than any like classic Resident Evil game would ever let you. And I would say to an extent that's obviously true, you know. The fixed camera angles literally only let you see what they wanted you to see. So you definitely have more agency over that, but they do a good job because it's tight to the shoulders, you know. You can't sort of like, oh, I'm gonna have Leon facing down the corridor and then just sort of have the camera sort of whip around him and be able to see really easily, you know. Couple that with how dark the game is. A lot of the rooms require a flashlight to even navigate, and like I said, they do a good job of capturing the scary nature. I think they did a pretty good job with, you know, keeping healing items and ammunition sort of on the low. I think there's only really one part where I was like pretty low. Like I would love to talk about it, but it's a pretty spoiler-esque kind of thing. But essentially, there's one area where it was like, oh crap, I used a lot of my ammo. And there was like a short period of time where I was like, man, I'm sort of pressed. But yeah, I mean, and then until you get to the end, then all of a sudden it was like Ammo City. But yeah, no, I thought it was really good. You know, they sort of made it a more realistic approach to what Resident Evil was, you know. And man, I'm excited to see what the future might hold. I would love for them to, you know, obviously 7 was a step in the right direction. I would love for them to even go more Resident Evil 2 Remake, but potentially a brand new game. Ooh, you hear that? Game. So passionate about that
going
game.
Through puberty?
Scooch.
Yeah, so I and how long was that? I mean, it wasn't too long.
It was
right?
like 7 hours for the first playthrough for me, at least, and then like 4-ish hours for the next one.
Yeah,
Look
I
at you,
think I was
Alex,
at.
Mr. I've played both.
I think I was
Yeah.
at like 6.5 or 7.
Tell us,
yeah.
what do you think? Give us the full. Now that this Gymbot, I'll listen to what you say. I wasn't really listening to Casey, but
Okay. Well, Casey
Don't
did
blame
break
me.
down the game fairly well. I like the Leon campaign quite a bit. I like video games that are both short and extremely replayable. It's one of the reasons why
me too.
Metal Gear Rising I love so much, because
Do
it's
you
like,
like SteamWorld Dig?
nah, not a ton, but I appreciate SteamWorld Dig.
That's all I ask.
Yeah. So, 7 hours long, very replayable, good boss fights. One thing I like is that after you beat the first campaign at like its full length, you unlock a B, sort of like a part 2 for the person you didn't play as. So I played as Leon for 7 hours, beat the game, I get Claire's B route. And what that does is it abridges it because it's mostly the same game. So it basically abridges it to focus on the new stuff. And
Oh, that's a great idea.
then it adds a new ending, or an expanded ending, I guess, to the original game. So that made it really fun to replay Resident Evil 2. And then what I also did, after I played Resident Evil 2, I was like, man, I really loved Resident Evil 4 back in the day. I should go back and play that. And I did. And as I talked about on...
Yeah, last week, I mean, you had just started it, right?
Yeah, and I played all of it this time.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Blew right through.
Look at you, Pikachu.
Yeah. That game, it's hard to play at first because it's like you can't move and shoot at the same time. Like, it's not very modern controls. But once you get past that, and once you sort of get past the wall of it controlling like a over-the-shoulder shooter from 2004, because Resident Evil 4, it didn't invent that style of game, but it certainly popularized it to some extent.
Yeah, totally.
Once I got used to the controls, I was very, very much into Resident Evil 4. Still an amazing game. And then I decided to play Resident Evil 5, and I'm like 3/4 of the way into Resident Evil 5, and that game's still really good too. So if you play Resident Evil 2, and you're like, hey, I want some more of this, you will get some of that itch scratched from Resident Evil 4 and 5. The big difference is that those are more action games, and Resident Evil 2 focuses a lot on the ammo management and survival horror aspects. Like
The good parts of Resident Evil?
Yeah, they're all parts of the series. Yeah, although I would also recommend Resident Evil 7 if you like Resident Evil 2, because
Casey's a big 7 fan.
7, it focuses more on like a smaller sort of experience, like a smaller, more crafted experience, which I think Resident Evil 2 kind of is, as opposed to Resident Evil 4 and 5, which are great, but they're also action games that have more set piecey like moments.
My only, I've played Resident Evil 4, like with a friend, and then really my only other things I've played are the Revelations 1 and 2.
Did you like Revelations 1 and 2?
I did like the first one a lot, and I did like the second one actually a lot too. It was just that it was like at a time where I was shuffling between games, and I played through the first chapter of it, and I thought, man, this is really cool, but then it fell off. But I did like it.
2 is better to me
than Revelations.
Yeah, Revelations 2 is better than yeah.
Yeah, but man, what a feat Revelations was.
Oh yeah, on the 3DS. Man. No, it's still a great game. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, fantastic, and it's awesome on Switch too.
Boom.
But I mean, Alex, do you like Revelations? I mean, like,
so I have. Revelations.
Can you compare them?
I haven't played through Revelations. I have the game on 3DS because it's been on so many sales.
Right.
Sub $10.
For like $5. Yeah.
Honestly, if you were gonna play one, do yourself a favor and you play that second one.
Well, no. I would probably play both. I feel like
I would say
they're both worth playing, especially like if you're into Resident Evil games. I feel like so Revelations 1 does like a nice job. Like we're gonna have segments that are the survival horror, and then we're gonna have segments that are like you're gonna be running and you're gonna be gunning, I think 2 skews a little more like very distinct. Okay, this is the section I'm gonna be doing this in, and this is the where I feel like 2 does a better job of sort of like it definitely has its more action oriented and also the sort of survival-y stuff, but they do a better job of like not making it so cut like down the middle, where it sort of blends in, I think, a little better.
Yeah. And obviously it's expanded upon a lot more, taking advantage that it's not on the 3DS.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks really cool.
And then the crazy thing, Alex, is that when you see the up-res version of Revelations on Switch, or on Wii U, it's like, oh my goodness, the game looks amazing. Like you can just tell how much effort they put in to begin with. But the 2 is like, I think the biggest difference is like, obviously way bigger environments. The island is so creepy and awesome. But the other thing is like, just even the content is like way more mature than the original. Mm-hmm. Which I just noticed.
Like walking through like the pools of blood,
Of blood, yeah. Like walking through a torture chamber of just like pools of blood and body parts everywhere. It's like, good land.
Yeah, they do a good job of making it nice and grotesque.
Gory. It is gory, yeah. But yeah, and there's a lot more story. It's a lot more story. Even though the first Revelations was pretty story driven, but this one's a lot more, I think.
How long are they? Like 10 hours each?
Probably not even.
Yeah, I think the first one's about 10. Yeah, about 9, 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I like them.
Let's see.
Next time,
so I just was wondering.
Yeah, Revelations is about 9 hours, and yeah, Revelations 2 is about 10, according to HowLongToBeat.com.
The weird thing to me is like I just want to know. I'd love to compare Casey should be able to tell me like how does 2 compare to Revelations 2? Are they just completely different?
No, I mean the original 2 obviously is very different. But I'd say with like having the over-the-shoulder stuff, they feel more similar in that vein. Where if you like Revelations, I think you would like Remake 2, or 2 Remake, whatever you want to call it. I think it's definitely going to be more survival horror than even Revelations. Like I said, I feel like Revelations attempts to sort of bridge the gap between both playstyles, and Remake 2 is more skewed toward the original, where still survival horror, but there's still going to be there's areas where it's like, all right, I'm going to be blasting people and sort of a little more actiony. But I think you would probably still like it. And like I said, I mean, you don't have like the nostalgic feels of the original 2, but like I feel like that also helps play into like what makes it like, oh my god, this is what I saw back then, even though the graphics were not nearly, you know what I mean,
right,
anywhere near this.
Yeah, I think that I love that idea that there's the numbered series, there's the remake series, and then potentially, and then
the new one,
the Revelation series.
Yeah. I mean, it's people love Resident Evil, man. So give it to them, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I have one more game to talk about. I don't know if Alex wants to talk about another game.
Just Yoshi.
Yeah. No, I'll talk about something. I've been playing Ape Out.
Ooh, yeah, baby.
So
yeah, tell us about Ape Out. This is the weird game that was up at PAX South, right, Casey, that we kept seeing?
Yep, top-down Ape Out, baby.
Yeah.
So,
and
I'm playing a demo of the game provided by Devolver. There's also a demo available on Steam, I think. It's coming to PC and Switch, at least on the outset. It is a stylized, jazzy, kind of Hotline Miami, kind of not really. It's got the top-down sort of twin-stick style of a Hotline Miami, Smash TV, garage, if you will, type deal. Except their levels where instead of trying to kill all the enemies in an area, you're an ape trying to get from one side to the other side. Like it's level-based. And you're traversing a level from beginning to end. And while you're doing that, it's like a funky, freeform jazz style soundtrack going on. And when you kill enemies as an ape with your hands, makes a cymbal smashing sound. So like you're contributing to the soundtrack a little bit, almost like a Zelda game. It's okay. I think I kind of expected more of a Hotline Miami style game, and I think I expected more strategy, but the strategy of this game is make it from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen, don't die, or else you have to start over again.
Okay, so I can dig that. That sounds like fun.
It's kind of fun. I guess it's not the game I was exactly looking for, so I want to be fair to it without being too overly critical.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, Link's Awakening does look good. I mean, it's not Metroid Prime Trilogy.
I'm just being...
So I might as well look at it from that point of view, that it wasn't Metroid Prime Trilogy, so I might as well think less of it.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, that's exactly what my head did the first time it saw Link's Awakening.
No, actually, that's exactly why Nintendo doesn't like, getting rumors spread about anything, That's why their whole thing, you were there, right, when they told us about when, was it Damon Baker? He was on the telethon. And then
a few years ago,
he teased the Minecraft.
And that was no bueno.
But he didn't say that. He just said that something really crazy is, in a fun excitement is coming on Monday. And then that got pressed. That was got passed all around the internet. And then it turned out to be Minecraft, and everyone was like, it was kind of a letdown because they thought, what could it be? So their whole moral of the story was that they don't like that because then people's expectations are so high that they can't ever be met.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Alex with his Metroid Prime Trilogy instead of Link's Awakening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. And then like Ape Out and his
my darling
Miami, what is it?
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami, yeah.
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 No, so I want to be fair to it because, Ape Out is not the game I expected nor necessarily wanted because it's the top-down but point A to point B style level. The main issue I actually have with it is that the level of strategy that the game took for the half-hour demo was not very high. It was just avoid enemies or kill enemies and keep running.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't see enough to make a definitive sort of judgment of it.
No, I know that you're playing Yoshi demo right now, so it's kind of a funny thing to ask. But are you a demo kind of guy? Like, do you get a lot of demos and play them, and then?
I like demos for games I want to play.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with me because I don't know if I've ever been. If anything, I've been like turned away from games from demos. Like I'm not a huge like I play a demo that's really fun. I want more. I don't know. Usually, if I know I'm gonna get it, then I don't play the demo, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that one.
You big Jimmy?
But yeah. But yeah, it's when is that? Do you know when that's coming out? Ape Out?
It's February 28th, I think. Ape.
Yep, yeah, the 28th.
Well, that's soon.
Okay, cool. Yep, Unleashed February 28th.
Gotcha. Ape Out. All right, well, I got one last game to talk about. And that is the latest I got the Knights of Pen and Paper. Double pack from Super Rare Games. I bought that thing, the double pack. Like it's two separate games. It's really neat. I did an unboxing of it on our channel. And it's funny, as I was putting the video together, see, I got the games. I was like, they look really cool. I'm not like 100% on like I'm gonna sit down and play them right now. But as I was making the videos and I was looking at the footage and stuff, I was like, you know what, this game actually looks like intriguing and fun and simple. And we'll just, I'm kind of like, you know what, let's do it. Let's try Knights of Pen and Paper. So I put it in, and I've just been completely addicted since. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I don't think any you guys haven't played the game.
No, I have not.
Yeah, David, I think, did the review for the first one on the website. I don't think we have a review for the second one. I don't know why, but we should. But anyway, I know these are iOS games, or one of them is. Boo. Yeah. You can actually play them all in touchscreen too, which is cool. But yeah, it's this really simplified RPG game where it's kind of based off of it's like a virtual representation of Dungeons and Dragons, I believe. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't really know how that system works. But in the game, you actually have a virtual tabletop, and there's like a dungeon master who's sitting across from you, and he's kind of telling you all the rules. And the idea is really neat because it's kind of like you're playing that game, but you're actually like with your, I don't know if it's like, I mean, the idea is like it's like imagination, like you're going into the world, so you're going to all these different settings and then like it keeps it really simple. And the reason I like that is, like, for instance, you'll be in a cave, and then the dungeon master, the text, which is pretty funny and good writing, says does like the very stereotypical descriptions of where you are. You can't see, the fog is so thick that you can't see in front of you, even though that's not what's happening. Mm-hmm. But it's just trying to describe the experience for you. And I really like that because it kind of has the, that whole building the imagination in your mind while giving you a setting to think about. Really good. It's kind of like my age-old example of the original Pokemon Red and Blue, where the graphics were so simple, but they were so charming, and the music and the writing was so setting that you had this really good image in your head of what it was, even though it's just so simple. And that's what I really like about this game, is like you use your part of your imagination too, even though it has the benefit of actually showing you what the enemies look like and stuff like that too. So it's kind of like reading a book or like a graphic novel and playing a Dungeons and Dragons game, but has to be more simplified than I think that game is. But you go around and you have, you can get up to 5 different characters to play as, and they're all different. They're witch, mage, warrior, all of the things you could think of. They all have different skills, and they have 4 different upgrades that you can give them every time that they level up. You can add a point to one of their 4 upgradable skills. These can be active skills, or these can be passive skills. So the idea being, this could just be their like a passive skill would just be like their raw attack power, like it would just apply to their whole thing. But an active one would be an actual move, an actual
like ability.
An actual like attack that you can do against the other team, so you can upgrade like that attack. And so anyway, that's basically it, and you can have, obviously, like you have I had like a cleric who can heal, and there's magic hits, and then there's regular hits, and then you have your health meter and you have your magic meter, and that's it. There's only 2 meters on your end, and you're kind of you can hold up to 5 items on each player that can give you different buffs and stuff. Like you'll gain, every time it's your turn, you'll gain 3 magic points, which is really helpful, because then you can use those for your powerful magic attacks. Anyway, it's kind of the game that I was itching for, and funnily enough, as I was playing this and seeing the passive and active, I realized that's something that we don't really talk about that much. I mean, we do a little bit, but I don't think we really talk about how nice that is for actual playing, and that is the actual passive and active gameplay experiences that games have. Like Casey loves his JRPGs. A big part about why, I mean, how you can play so much of those is like a lot of those, Case, like you can play while you're watching TV,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, passive
you can
experience
play
a little bit.
Yeah, you can sit there, exactly, and you can sit there and play and still fully comprehend what you're watching on TV, and you're playing through the RPG, and it's just something you can kind of half pay attention to, but you're still having fun doing that and still enjoying a TV show. And I think that on the Switch, obviously that's a huge, really cool thing. That's why it's like when you play platformers, you kind of have to be totally into the active. It takes a lot more of your, you can't just stop at any time. It takes a lot more of your concentration. So I think it's funny. I've decided I'm going to start labeling games like that, or describing games, at least, in the concept of if it's a better. And that's why I think, RPGs are obviously way more passive games, because you can play them. It doesn't take as much concentration, and that's the game that I've been looking for, a passive type experience, because I've been playing so many platformers.
yeah. You love those platformers, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I love me a good RPG too, and that's exactly what this is. And I'm so glad that I started playing it. And it's funny, I would have never played it if I would have never bought it on the super rare. So I think that's a neat thing.
I'm surprised you still are playing it even though you bought it. You big
right.
Jimmy.
I know. I'm sorry to let you down, Case.
That's okay.
Yeah, but I would highly recommend it, guys. Everyone who's looking for a cute little RPG that's relatively simple. I mean, it is simple. Like if I can play it, guys, any of you can play it. That's just a fact. Because a lot of RPGs just totally turn me off because I don't exactly know what's going on. But this one, even though there's a lot that they don't explain, you can just kind of experiment for yourself and figure it out relatively easy. So that's Knights of Pen and Paper.
Boom.
The first one. But yeah, I'm excited to beat it. I've been glued to my Switch, so.
That's always a good feeling, especially when it comes out of the blue.
Exactly. It really it's a great feeling when you discover a new game. It's like, oh my goodness, this is awesome. Yeah. So highly recommended, and I think it'd be good on a phone too, honestly. But don't get on the phone.
Yeah, don't be a monster.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I think that is going to bring us to an end of what we've been playing, right?
Yeah.
And I believe that means there's only one thing left to do.
Take a break.
And then eShop.
And have the eShop.
Boy, howdy.
Skibbity boosh.
Scoobity Bop. We are back for the old eShop Roundup, and Perry is a big old liar because he told me, Casey, you missed out on last week, and this week is shaping up to not be that bad at all. 36 games.
Are you
Or 35.
serious?
35. So we're going to have to do a patent and lightning round here.
All right. Well, first off, we have Avenger Bird, and that is I just that I talked about this earlier. So there you go. I think it's how much is it, guys?
$2.30.
I was right. There you
Moving
go.
along, we've got Gnome's Garden, new home for $4.99. After defeating the Sorcerer Collector. Weird. The gnomes
It looks
return to
like
the
a-
castle to its old form.
Yeah, it's a strategy game. Looks like a mobile port.
Moving along.
Alex, what's next?
Cube, KYUB, puzzle, cross action, $5. Mysterious puzzle X, exhilarating action. Let's go to the mysterious adventure. It looks like a very cubey puzzle game.
Yeah, the
Are you sure
the
it's not
lighting is kind of
Kyub?
interesting. I thought it was Kyub, like a or like KYUB, like a radio station. But it's $5.
KYUB.
KYUB Cube. Next up, Casey, do you remember this game
No.
from the 3DS
I don't.
or the Wii U?
No,
You don't remember
I
Percy's Predicament Deluxe?
I don't
Remember
know
from the
how.
screenshots?
Look at it. That's so funny.
It's like a monkey ball.
It's like Super Monkey Ball, but the track is 8 miles wide.
Yeah. It's amazing. Anyway.
All right.
$5.99.
How about Captain Star One for $9.99?
Sure.
Protect
They
the
just put
universe from the
DLC out.
mysterious enemies and preserve peace in space.
What'd you say, Alex?
They just put out DLC out for that one, right?
For Captain Star 1?
No, I was making a Captain Toad joke. It's fine.
Oh.
I was being cute.
Did we skip over Captain Toad?
No.
we didn't skip
No,
over.
no.
Okay. That was funny. Okay, that was really funny, Alex. I loved it.
Thanks, man.
We'll
Yeah,
edit in
no, that was
us
good.
uncontrollably laughing later.
Okay. Alex, what do we have next?
We have Mercury Race,
Mercury Race.
a retro futuristic,
I mean, it's not bad
racing
looking.
shooting. I just the term retro futuristic.
Yeah, retro futuristic.
That means like
That's an oxymoron.
it looks a little like Tron. I guess that's
Yeah.
what that means.
Looks like Tron and F-Zero and kind of Star Fox put together kind of in a weird way. $7.99. Doesn't look bad. 2-player, at least. Next up, though, SD-Man for $1.99. An original, engaging arcade game based on one of the processes our minds work with every
Day.
day. Why does it...
That hyphen must be with
Yeah.
like one word, and it's like, nope, we're not fitting on that line.
Yep. But this is a cool looking bubbly game. Looks like it's kind of a hypnotic. For $1.99? Why not? Anyway.
Why not?
Case, what's our next one?
Next up, we have... Wait, which game did you just do? All right, yeah. Next up, we have the Rains Down Players. Rains Down?
Yes.
Rains Downy? A creative-driven RPG about a rundown theater and pleasing its unruly clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cute little pixel graphics there, and there you go, little simulation.
Yeah. I like the cute, the yellowish pastel colors. They're cool.
You would.
All right, Alex. This next one has you written all over it.
Reverie, sweet as addition.
What
Sweet
does
as
that
addition.
mean? What does sweet so sweet and then as
Sweet as.
Sweet ass addition.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what
does
they're
that
going
mean?
for. Maybe there's some sort of reference to something being sweet within the game, so sweet
I just
as.
don't like that, guys. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense. Even if it's an in-game joke, I don't like that.
The character looks like Ness.
Mm-hmm. He does. I dig the game's art style. It's pretty simple, looking. But I kind of like that. Like, it's really minimalistic, but very Earthbound looking.
Yeah.
there's a physical version of this that you can order from Play Asia. And no, I did not get it.
Not yet.
You ever notice that logo looks like Bayonetta 2's logo, though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Next up, though, we have Pocket Academy for $12. There's a demo available. This is one of those mobile
it looks just like
sim games.
the other ones they've released.
Yep, from Kairosoft, and that's all you need to know.
Remember
so
Hot Spring Story, Mega Mall Story. Yep.
Exactly.
Same exact game. It looks like.
This next game, though, we have an interview with the guy that made it on the site. Neil did it, and that's Pumped BMX Pro from Curve Digital. It's one of those side-scrolling BMX games. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Trials comes out in a couple weeks.
It sure does.
You know what comes out the other day, as in it's already out?
Solstice MIA.
Yep,
from
Solstice
Circle.
Chronicles.
Solstice Chronicles.
Now, this is the game you were chit-chatting about before, right?
Sure was. Yeah, so you can check out you see the Diablo-esque look, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's pretty fun. And, yeah,
Cool.
I like
cool.
it. Rated T for teen. All right. Next up, we have Observer for $29.99. Good land to live in. It's the most advanced cyberpunk game on Nintendo Switch. They can't say that.
They might
What kind
be
of
the
game
only
is this, though?
cyberpunk.
Oh, is this an adventure game?
Move it along.
Yeah, it's a thriller.
Next up, we've got Defense Grid 2 for $19.99. Defend the cores on Nintendo Switch.
You just got to.
Yeah, so it looks like a nice little tower defense, but like in a 3D cool setting, I guess. Yeah, It looks interesting.
Yeah, the
Sort of expensive for a whatchamacallit game, but
it looks so dark.
you look dark.
Thanks.
You big
I've been
giblet.
tanning.
Next up, what do we got, Alex?
Riot Civil Unrest.
Woo!
Riot Civil Unrest
1999.
is the highly anticipated real-time riot simulator that places the player right at the heart of some of the world's most fractious clashes.
Who is anticipating this?
I don't know. I don't know why Riot gameplay is something we would look forward to, but you know what? It's not Metroid Prime Trilogy, so...
That's true, so I hate it.
I hate every game that came out this week and for every game that will come out in the future. Because I can't play the game I already own probably twice.
This next game, though, has some interesting
Is it true? Do you own it
facts
twice?
about it. What?
I'm talking to Alex. If he owns the Prime Trilogy
I don't
twice.
have the Prime Trilogy, and I don't want to do the dolphin thing, because I prefer to be a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You don't want to
there's
bust
something-
out the old Wii U?
So I don't have a hard drive in it, and I think that it's some number of gigs that is way too many for my default 32 gigabyte.
The
Wii
Prime
U.
Trilogy is?
I don't know if it's more than 32, but it's definitely like a good number of gigs.
The Wii game is?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it's 3
Alright.
games.
True. You're right. But on one DVD, though. I don't think DVDs can hold... Aren't they only like 4 gigs?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
There
Whatever.
it's fine.
It's okay. We can move on. You're
Okay.
just a liar, but that's okay.
Yeah,
No.
I'm just terrible. So
No, this next game, Commander Keen. Keen Dreams. This is like a famous game, and there are ties to. I believe Terrence was talking. Was it Terrence on Twitter?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he was talking to us about how this has like characters from Doom and Wolfenstein. In it.
Yeah. I remember him saying that.
That's
It looks.
amazing.
I
'cause
like the
guy
little
that made
graphics
this-
actually. Are those little potatoes with guns?
Yeah, I know exactly.
That's so amazing.
I
Little
know, and,
taters.
they're not even angry. They're just kind of like
They're just taters.
just walking around. But yeah, you know what? That screenshot it reminds me of Donkey Kong Country 3 with going up the holes like in the ground anyway. The game looks fun. I like it.
Next up here, we've got Magic Scrolls Tactics for $11.99. This is a side-scrolling tactical RPG with a unique combat system. So I wonder if that plays a little bit like Heist.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, that looks
Boom.
cool.
Sweet.
Now, Alex, what's next?
Sky Gambler, Afterburner, Elite Jet Fighter, Air Combat. It actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it does. If you want to fly a jet around a city in a volcano and the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah.
Not in
Afterburner.
San Francisco.
$20.
Yeah. 1999. Next up, we have Away, which we talked about before. That first-person wacko game, fever dream game that Casey's been playing. And that's nice. That's $16.99, which is a very weird.
Much like the
You
game.
don't see a lot of those. Yeah, a weird price, much like the game. But this next one, just when I hear the title, I just think of Casey Gibson.
Of the wind.
Yeah, the stillness of the wind.
Is that me?
Actually, I think of Peggy's dad
Old peg leg.
from the ranch, who everything he says is respectable. The stillness of the wind.
The old
This is $12.99, currently 15% off for $11.04. It's a very gold game. It looks really pretty. Alex, I could see you liking this game.
Which one?
The
Stillness of the
stillness of the wind.
The stillness
A quiet
of
game
the
of
wind.
life and loss.
A life of loss.
It's
Anyway.
got a bit of a wistful look to it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
But for every stillness in the wind, there's a puzzle bobble too.
It's a
$7.99.
week, baby, because we
It's a
got a
week.
Neo Geo game.
Finally, it's another week. It's been 2 weeks without a Neo Geo
Was there
game.
no Neo Geo game last week?
No.
Thank God I wasn't here.
I know. Well,
Making
you
me
were.
sick.
You were just blacked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, $7.99. It's Puzzle Bobble. We get it. It's the second one.
The Bobbly of the
Well,
Puzz.
what we don't get is Blaze Blue Central Fiction Special Edition for $49.99.
Special edition.
This is another fighting, a 2D fighting
Blaze
game.
Blue, baby.
If you like, if you're a fighting game fan, you should just be really happy about the Switch.
If you like Vigi games, you're probably going to like what the Switch has got to offer.
It's true. Like this next game, Evoland Legendary Edition.
Evo.
Now, what is this little game?
$19.99.
It's so
Looks
funny
like a
'cause it
unique
looks like,
RPG.
I guess the map is like a 3D map, and you're flying around like in a plane. But then then it's like a tile-based RPG. It looks cute. Is it like a SRPG? I don't know, I can't
Yeah, it looks
tell.
like it. Yeah.
All the screenshots look
Oh,
different, but it looks
yeah,
really
because
nice.
the one, if you look at the one with like the sort of red or maroonish color, and it looks
Yeah.
like there's very much a grid there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So maybe when you're walking around town, it's free, and then maybe in the
but
battlefield,
look at like
is.
even the characters are like bigger, and like everything's bigger when you're walking around town.
That's cool. That's interesting.
So it does look cool. But $19.99, that game looks cool.
Next
Uh-oh.
up,
we
we've
can
got
skip that one.
Guacamelee
Yeah.
2. It's already been out for a while, though. Next up, we've got Mimic Hunter for $4.99. Think, explore, and fight your way through the puzzling towers and
What
the
in the
nefarious mimic hordes of the unbound in this hardcore. Man, that's a run-on sentence.
Wow.
Puzzle platformer.
Yep.
Cool looking
We can
art
move
style, I guess. Yeah, moving along.
Yep.
We
Now
got
this
so
next
many
one.
games.
I remember flying kites with Alex in Boston,
Yeah, that was fun.
and then we could relive that with Stunt Kite Party for $9.99. Family-friendly party game with an exciting storyline. I don't know what the storyline is, but it's a bunch of people standing around flying kites. But it does look pretty cute, I must say. Cute in a let's golf kind of way, or whatever that game's called.
Yep.
Anyway,
Let's go golfing.
let's go golfing. All right, and a game that I'm pretty sure has been on the eShop twice because it's been on 3DS and Wii U. It must have been. What do we got, Alex?
We got 99 moves
99 moves
for $2.99.
I don't know, why is it not 99 cents?
Because they need to make money, Perry.
They don't need to make money. Yep, that looks cool. It's like a top-down game. I think you only have 99 movements to survive. So kind of
We
cool.
got 99.
All right, but next up, Glass Masquerade. Ooh, from Digerati. This is a
puzzly game of some sort. Is it? Oh, is it literally
like,
a puzzle game?
It's a puzzle game, yeah.
But it's sort of cool.
You're taking, it's like a very stylistic. You're taking completely different shaped puzzle pieces and putting them and making the game. It's really weird, and they're all clocks. You're making clocks. Weird. Beautiful Art Deco jigsaws. It looks cool. Why not? That is $11.99 down to $9.59 right now. But it's Alex's favorite series of games on the Switch.
Monster Energy Supercross 2, the official video game, $59.99, no discount, and the game that's so nice they made it twice.
Skadoosh. Next up, we have City of Brass. And it's a first-person action adventure inspired by Arabian Nights. And this is from senior BioShock developers.
The enemy design looks pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, it does. This game looks great.
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it does look really cool. I like the blue fist that you punch with. It looks like a VR game. Like.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Like it could be, but yeah, it's cool.
Next up,
Definitely
we've got
cool
Doom and Destiny.
The crossover no one asked for.
For $11.99, the nerdiest adventure of your life. Man. These are definitely crossovers.
Yeah.
That is a Mario level right there.
My goodness.
That looks like Final Fantasy overworld map.
Yeah.
All right. Copy infringement.
We should make a game called like I don't know, Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Call of Battlefield Duty.
Yeah. All right.
What do we got next?
We have Oniken Unstoppable Edition for $9.99 down to $7.99 right now. A lone warrior against futuristic evil. Yada yada yada. What kind of game is this? Oh, look at this game. Is this a new game or?
You got me, hombre.
I don't know if this is a Johnny Turbo. It looks really neat though.
Turbo joint.
Oh yeah, this is I got this game physically from PlayAsia. That's right.
I knew this game looked familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Jim.
It looks cool though, doesn't it? It looks like Ninja Gaiden.
I bet it looks wonderful on your shelf.
I don't have it yet, and I'm gonna play it, you big Jim bot. Since when did you become the hater of physical things?
I just like rustling your jimmies.
Well, I knew that, but I didn't think you'd say that over the air.
What won't I say over the air?
Hey, Casey, access denied.
I was going to say, that's one thing I won't say. Access denied, $3.99. Crack the code, bust open protected boxes, and don't forget the cake.
Yeah, this is the knockoff of that one game. That VR game. What is it, Alex? What's the VR game that looks like this?
It looks like every VR game.
Yeah, touche. It's the one where
keep talking, no one.
Keep talking, no one explodes. That's right.
Yeah.
This one's only $4.99. So, but what do we have next, Alex?
We have Dallas, the Dark
Dallas.
Call.
Oh, Dallas. Oh, Houston. Oh, Austin.
San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio.
This looks cool too.
No. This is the game that. This is the game I ordered from. It's one of those games.
So now, are you
remember.
Confirming that you said,
Hold on,
I will
check.
play this game? You won't be playing that game we were just previously talking about?
Let me check. I will. Ha! I was right. It's Oniken and Odalis. It's a collection
double
of
pack?
these two games. That's hilarious. Yep, so I was right.
Are you going to play them both?
That's amazing. Yeah, I am.
There you go.
That's cool. While I was right, I also didn't realize that until just now.
That's so funny.
They look so cool though. They both look really cool.
Yeah,
like Alex said.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I did.
Castlevania. esque. Okay.
I think you said
Now.
that. Anyway, Food Truck Tycoon is next up on the docket. $4.99. I feel like we've talked about this game before, but it could just be some other random tycoon game. But it looks like you sort of are inside the your truck there, and it sort of almost looks a little bit like Overcooked. I mean, not quite. Overcooked is like you're running around with the character. This is more like first person, just compiling the pieces of your meals together.
Right.
$4.99.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, it doesn't look as good. I mean, it doesn't.
No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But next up, we have Super Marvel Superheroes 2, the Lego one, for $4.99. We all know what that is. And we have Minesweeper Genius for $5.99, which was a game that we checked out at PAX South, actually, that looked really cute. And we can move on to the next one.
Oh, man, yeah, look at that. Sorry, Minesweeper Genius. Right there.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got The King's Bird.
Sheesh. With the smallest...
$15.99.
The absolute
down
smallest
from $19.99.
character from a platformer I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, like
Good
you're.
land.
Although the backgrounds are pretty cool, so I guess that's what they're sort of
amazing.
But it looks like when you jump, you sort of got like a little, not tail, but like you leave a little trail behind. Oh yeah, her cape, I guess. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look cool. And I believe we have a review for that on the website. And so, yeah, remember, we got 5 things added in the last couple hours to this. So this would have been the last one. But it's not.
But it
And
is
we have,
not.
what is it, Alex?
The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince for $19.99 looks kind of ghoulish. Like a Metroidvania or an adventure game. I'm not
It's gotta
sure
be an
which.
adventure game. Let's see. Adventure platformer.
Okay.
Yeah, an adventure platformer. Yep, cool looking. Yeah, some stuff kind of reminds me of like Where the Wild Things Are. And then some stuff kind of looks more like, I don't know, Tim Burton-esque. I don't know. Hand-drawn. Weird name. Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. So you can't trust the princess.
Can't
but
trust
you can't-
either of them.
You can't trust a blind person.
Nope.
Just kidding. All right. Next up, we have our new games of the day. And this next one is the Daemon Ex Machina
Prototype
missions free download, which we should probably play that.
Yep, I've since downloaded it.
Oh, nice.
Following up, we've got Tetris 99, a game we talked about.
I already can tell you, it's awesome.
I've downloaded that as well. Next
I played
up,
like 6 games of that already.
I like this. Imagine we were able to rapid paste through eShop like this. Next up, we've
it's
got
awesome.
Final Fantasy IX for $20.99.
Why?
Sort of a strange
Why is it
price.
$20.99?
Yeah, I wish it was more like it should be $14.99. I could even allow the
should.
$17.99. Like, hey, we're Square Enix, you know, like
Yeah, but $20.99? What? in the
random.
heck?
I don't like it, but I might
Crazy.
buy it. I don't know.
Now, and then there's also, next up, we have the Captain Toad. Actually, let's read more about this. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker and Captain Toad Special Episode.
So it just bundles. I think for this you're paying for all the DLC,
Yeah.
and by
Yeah,
doing
very
that you get
interesting.
episode 1 now, and then you'll get the rest of them. I believe it was March 14th. Yep.
But I love Captain Toad so much.
I know you do.
And this is a really, really cool, neat thing. Wait, can you play with up to 4 people?
You know what I'm saying?
Or is it just 2 people? Does it say that? No, it just says 1 to 2. It does look like there's 3 toads on one of the things, but that might just be a... But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing through this with Bill.
Why'd you
When I say
keep
Bill,
calling
I
me
mean
Bill?
Jill. Why do you keep calling me Bill? And last but not least, we have Iron Cryptical.
Let
Which
me
actually
get
is
a
a pretty neat-looking
cryptical. Remind me of Popsicle.
And they're getting some good publicity right now from a lot of people.
Oh, being the top dogs right behind all that,
that was a
free
good-
stuff.
Yeah, this is a cool looking game though. It's like a top down. I think Casey, I think you'd like this game.
Don't tell
like
me
a
what I'd
four-player-
like, you
I
pervert.
didn't say you do.
I
like
heard
it,
you
since
said
would.
you said Casey, you like this game.
And Alex, this is no Metroid Prime trilogy, so
0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
Oh, I'd like to invoke negative points, please. So, what game are you picking?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh man,
You giblet.
I'm gonna go with something. I think my game of the week is going to be. Let's just say. I don't know. Let's go with that Evo Land. That actually looks pretty cool. That's the with all the different kinds of RPG looking, the big sprites and stuff. It kind of looked like a JRPG. It looked nice. What about you?
Me?
Case?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah. When there's 3 people on
Me?
here, it's kind of annoying.
You know what? One actually sort of caught my eye is City of Brass for $19.99
Yeah,
with
I was looking at that too.
first-person action adventure game with a really, really cool enemy design.
Yep, with the senior BioShock developers.
Boom. Some good pedigree.
And Alex, we need to have your game of the week. This has to be a new game that you found out about on the eShop.
Monster Supercross 2, the
I
official
hate you
video
so
game.
And it only and he's like only a 2 out of 10 because it's not Metroid Prime.
It's
like-
it's
I
not
know what it
perfect.
is. It's because that screenshot of the biker's butt that has free hugs written on it.
Yes.
The world. Yes, that's
the
why.
biker booty.
That
Yep.
biker booty, baby.
That
yeah.
biker booty. And that's going to do it, though, for our eShop Roundup. And for the second week in a row, which I think we've only done ever, the eShop Roundup is going to end our whole show.
Look at that.
But man, what a show. Good
Does
land.
2 things, does that make it a trend?
It does, I think.
Tune in next week to see if the trend continues.
Seriously, yeah. But Alex, thank you so much for coming on again, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It is always a pleasure, my friends.
Oh,
Well, it was
really
a
is.
pleasure to actually get to join you this week. Perry got the double dip, but I'll take I'll
know.
take a single Alex dip any day of the week.
Aw.
You're a sick man. But yeah, it is a lot of fun having you on,
yeah.
dude. But yeah. But yeah, we had the crazy, 2 pretty, like 10 pretty awesome games announced today that I'm really excited for. So even though Alex hates them all, I'm really excited for Mario Maker 2 and for Link's Awakening and for that funny sounding Astral Chain. That's such a funny name.
Let me see your astral chain.
Yeah. I don't think so, partner.
You sure?
But yeah, it'll be fun to hear everyone's what everyone thinks over this next week. And do we have any? I guess we can do our pimping.
Let me see you. We're big pimping.
So Alex, where can actually let's do ours first, and Alex can end it.
Yeah,
So
yours
you
is
can-
better anyways.
You can find our episodes and what we're doing and stuff out on Twitter at Talk Nintendo Pod. That's Talk Nintendo.
P-O-D?
That's right. And then you can find Alex on the Twitterverse at
P-O-D? No.
Kulafia. Now, yeah, P-O-D. Now, Kulafia, is that like a country that you made up?
No, it's my computer login when I was in elementary school on the computer network was last name, first
Yeah.
initial. So, and then I just kind of ran with it. But yes, it does sound like a country.
I like it.
Kulafia. Thank you.
Well,
I had
at first I thought you were just gonna say no. It's my last name and then the first letter of my first name.
well, that was my buddy, good old Ryan Boone. I love that man. But when he went to school,
Booner?
it would be like the first couple. Yeah, so he was Booner or Boner. It was like boner at whatever.edu. He's like, poor guy.
That's really funny.
Yeah. God dang it.
There's got to be someone out there named Ryan Bone
Oh yeah, and it's just
Some
straight
login.
boner. It'd almost be amazing if you had like boner at whatever.edu. It's like, man, how'd he get that one? Usually I gotta add numbers to the end of it.
Like they would be
MIT.
it has to be cases. Like the R has to be
Boner.
bonaire. It's bonaire.
It's just
No, October 31st, coming out on Christmas. I don't care what day of the week it is. Actually, it's Halloween.
You've got Chobo.
Chobo.
All right. Well, first off, we have Avenger Bird, and that is I just
Chobo.